as the program progresses. And of course, we are streaming live on Plateau Radio Television Corporation official. You can go there and just watch us as well as listen to the conversation this morning. I have with me to discuss the issue of skin lightening, Dr. Tobias Choji. He is an assistant director with NVRI, Jos Plateau State in VOM. He is also a medical laboratory scientist with a PhD in histopathology and the first Plateau indigenous medical laboratory scientist to have a PhD in histopathology with a specialization in toxicopathology. Did I get it right, Doctor?
You got it right.
Yeah. So it's kind of tongue twisting, that long word. So we are proud to have you as Platonians. We are proud of you and we congratulate you for achieving this feat.
Thank you very much.
So you're the right person, the right peg in the round hole in the round peg, as we always say. We would want to be educated this morning, enlightened. Let's hear you. What does it mean to say skin bleaching, or say someone is bleaching or doing some skin lightening? I know most people would say the Gen Z will say they are doing some skin treatment and all those things. What does it imply?
Thank you very much. Good morning, Plateau. Skin bleaching, otherwise known as also known as skin toning, skin lightening, skin whitening, or skin brightening. All these names mean the same, and it simply means the use of artificial substances to lighten the tone of the skin so that it appears lighter than naturally it is. So that is the meaning of skin bleaching, trying to make the tone of the skin to be lighter than its natural form.
Okay. And what is normally used to attain such? The bleaching, the toning, the lightening, the bleaching. Some people think when you say lightening, it's just to look a little lighter, just a little brighter. And then the bleaching is the one that you just see somebody looking white.
Yeah.
What's the difference? And then, of course, what are the chemicals used for that?
Thank you very much. There are different methods of skin toning or skin bleaching. We have the topical use where these substances are applied on the skin. We have the oral route where people take it as pills, and some can go ahead to take it for the fetus in the womb from the oral route. We have methods that are intravenous, where injections are sent directly into the veins, so the circulation, to take it, that is blood in circulation. We have also the use of radiation methods, where the radiation targets the melanocytes. It will be good for us to first of all know why people bleach, so that we now know why they use the different methods.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So there are different reasons why people bleach. First is medical. There are medical reasons why people bleach, because the skin color or skin tone is determined by the pigment called melanin. So the melanin is the pigment, and in some instances there is overproduction of melanin, which results to what we call hyperpigmentation. So medically, some substances can be used to control hyperpigmentation. Sometimes there are hormonal changes, like during pregnancy, where there is stimulation for those hyperpigmentation. We call that melasma, and then there may be need for some people to do the lightening through a professional. Then there are some diseases, autoimmune diseases. The system is attacking itself. Like what we call vitiligo, where you have that attack. So these are medical reasons. The next reason why people bleach is we say socio-cultural reasons. One is low self-esteem. But before the low self-esteem, what led to that is what we call a phenomenon called colorism or shadism, where people are respected based on how lighter their skin is. That is a social factor. Then also social status. There is a status someone reaches and people now tell the person that you are supposed to change your cream. Then professionally, there are industries like modeling, advertisement industries, film industries, where you won't be given a role until you bleach your skin, until your skin is lighter.
That's because they are looking for lighter people.
Yes.
Or women or men.
Yes. Research has also been carried out in Ghana, where people who do the same schedule of work, those with lighter skin, were paid higher than those with darker skin. You understand? So these are the reasons. But there is also another reason, which is very critical: lack of knowledge or ignorance. Some people don't even know they are bleaching. So they get a cream, they don't know the composition of the cream. They are not aware of what is there. All they do is they are carried away by advertisement. If
is it possible to be using a cream and you don't know what's happening to your skin?
Very, very sure. Yes.
If you're using a cream and you become lighter, people begin to tell you, "Oh, you're looking fairer."
Yeah, but
so that should be like a kind of caution to you.
Yeah, it depends. Some people, it takes a long time, maybe after the damage has been done, before the people will notice. And because it causes some mild irritations, itching, headache, etc., you will attribute it to something different. So that is why some people may ignorantly do it, but some do it deliberately, even as a result of peer pressure. There are groups that you have, maybe a women meeting or men's meeting, or particular groups where everybody is supposed to be a bit fairer than he naturally is, or she, So that peer pressure is also there. That is one of the reasons why people bleach. So it is based on this that we can now talk about why people use the different methods of bleaching.
Okay, so maybe before, because you have mentioned a lot of reasons and why people go into skin lightening.
Yeah.
You talked about even from the fetus. Some people do that.
Yes.
So those are the two concerns I have now.
Yeah.
Why would you want, from the fetus to have do that to the child? Then secondly, I'm also wondering, why do men go into skin lightening? Why? For women, because women see men like they love fairer women better, so they would want to look fairer so that they will have that the attention of the men. But I'm wondering, why do men lighten their skins?
Well, first of all, I would say skin bleaching is not restricted to women alone. It is both a women affair and a men affair too. Even though in 2023 the World Health Organization gave a statistics, of based on percentage, that 77% of Nigerian women bleach, making it the highest percentage in the whole world. While for men, they said it's 28%.
They are getting to that percentage as well.
Yeah, if you are on the street, you will see a lot of men. It's like the men are late. They are trying to catch up or something like that. Now, the reason why men bleach, I have mentioned, it falls under either those medical reasons or those socio-cultural reasons. Remember, I say some it is based on ignorance, while some is social status. You win an election and somebody says, at your level now, honorable, you are supposed to do this.
To look fresh. They will tell you,
wife,
you need to look fresh.
You need to look fresh. And that is what the advertisement company put. Maybe when we come to that, we will discuss more on that. So men bleach for the same reasons I have mentioned earlier on.
Okay, so you can go ahead now and let us know the components in those creams.
All right.
Yeah.
For the different creams, may I mention, first of all, I mentioned that some of the creams are for medical reasons. It means if it is for medical reasons, it is done under the supervision of a healthcare provider. So you discover that some components like arbutin is one, lactic acid is one, kojic acid is one, and so many others like that. They are mild in action, and then the healthcare personnel that is treating you for that ailment withdraws it when the medical condition is achieved. Now the problem is going into the ones that are not for medical reasons. Some of the chemicals used, there are a lot of chemicals. The major ones are hydroquinone, and there is a law in Nigeria regarding that. We will come to that. Hydroquinone is one. Mercury is another one. Lead, which comes as an impurity, is also another chemical. Now there are other chemicals which most of the advertisers write either in a chemical form, or they write it in a way you may not understand, and they also hide some under what we call fragrance. If people check their constituents, what they don't want to reveal, they will put it as fragrance. So like hydroquinone, what it does, it can affect the nervous system. It can attack the natural bacteria on the body. Remember, our skin has a lot of functions, including protection, and then some of the protection mechanisms are aided by bacteria. One of such is, the bacteria that is on the skin, Staphylococcus epidermidis, Staphylococcus hominis. These are natural bacteria that help to keep the skin at slightly acidic condition. That is what we call acidic pH 5.5. But when this hydroquinone comes, it can destroy this bacteria, and so the protection mechanism, natural protection mechanism, is taken down. Another component, the hydrocortisone, or when we say cortisons, some of them like dexamethasone and betamethasone, etc., they have milder actions, but they also act on these parts of the body. Then you have the mercury, which is absorbed from the skin and goes to the kidney to cause kidney problems, kidney injury. And one bad thing with some of these chemicals is they have the ability to cross the placenta. So it means if a woman is pregnant and she's using the bleaching creams that have these components, it can cross the placenta to attack her fetus, to attack the nervous system, to attack the brain, or in fact all the developmental stages. So you have low birth weight in terms of the fetus after it comes to term, and then we have development with the brain, and generally it affects the bones and other part of the body. So these components can actually cross the placenta. So the reason why some will want to bleach their own unborn baby is they want their baby to look very fair, thinking they are doing it for the baby. But even those that are not intentionally doing it for the fetal, so this lead can also go to the kidney, to the liver, to the lungs, and so it can trigger congestions in the lungs, inflammation in the lungs, and that means it can also cause accumulation of fluid, edema in the lungs. It can cause pneumonia. So these chemicals can go there. Other chemicals like the formaldehyde deriving substances, that is destroy it. So These are some of the, yes, if it is based on medical condition. I have mentioned hyperpigmentation, for example. I have mentioned vitiligo. I have mentioned melasma in pregnancy, right? And also acne, some forms of inflammations in the body. The healthcare for how long? And then thirdly, it will be withdrawn after the period of treatment. So if it is for medical condition, it has creams are produced by people who never went to school. They went with you and tell you to come after 4 weeks. He assesses you. If the medical reason has been achieved, he withdraws it. That's all. And he assesses you to know whether you are pregnant, whether the person has cancer, whether the person has some underlying conditions, because some of these creams, they suppress the immune system. So someone who is immune compromised will not be, administered a substance that can also compromise the immune system of the person. So after the assessment, so it will be given according to the nature of the person. Different people react differently to different substances, and so the treatment will be different, and it is time bound. Yes, it's based on time. But even the bleaching creams that people use, it's just because most people don't read. Even the ones that are used just over the counter, that people just go to buy without any health advice, it is written on most of the labels that, one, if you are using this, don't go under the sun. Some they say, two, if you are using it, don't use it beyond 6 months. Some they say don't use it beyond 3 months. Some the instruction is, if you are using a cream that has more than 1% hydroquinone, do not use this one. It's there on the labels. They mention that if you are reactive to mercury, if you react to lead, do not use this.
So people will tell you that we use sunscreen.
Yeah. Under supervision. And then why are you using it? Do you have any problem? Because naturally, the skin has melanin to protect you. So when you are beginning to use sunscreen or anything, it's good, but why are you using? Do you really need it? People who really need it are the people who should use it. And how do you know when you need it? It is when you are assessed by a healthcare practitioner. Some of the things we apply to our bodies, actually, we don't need them at all. If you are already protected naturally with natural production of melanin, then you don't need to use any sunscreen. Remember that the different principles which these substances work to even reduce melanin is very challenging. Some, for example, like hydroquinone, look for melanin itself and destroy. Some look for the cells that produce the melanin. They are called melanocytes. Then it destroys them. Some go to the enzymes that convert tyrosine, that is tyrosinase. They destroy that tyrosinase. It cannot convert tyrosine until it reaches what we call the melanin. That is a chain of reaction, scientific stuff. So it's a chain of reaction. While, for example, the use of radiation, the radiation targets the melanocyte themselves. Maybe if there is hyperpigmentation, and destroys them, then the body immune system will package the waste and throw them. So these mechanisms may also affect the hormones in the system, like one of the substance, paraben, methylparaben, etc. Sometimes they mimic some hormones. They pretend as if they are the hormones. For example, some will pretend or mimic estrogen. So the body will, the brain is signaled when a particular level of hormone is produced. So if the brain is signaled that this particular hormone has reached its level, the brain will signal the system to stop the production of that hormone. But the one that is there in the system actually not natural. It is not even that hormone. So you see that is hormonal imbalance as a result of skin bleaching. And some may now, the steroids, etc., they have a way of affecting sugar metabolism negatively. So glucose metabolism is altered, and then you can have diabetes. So you can see now some will attack the skin, resulting in skin cancer. You know, remember, one of the mechanisms of skin bleaching is what we call aggressive exfoliation. Aggressive exfoliation, the cells naturally on the skin are supposed to be in layers. That's why they are called stratified squamous epithelial cells. Let me use simple English. Stratified means it's layers. Squamous is flat cells. They will be protecting the cells. They have what we call keratin. So they are sometimes called keratinized stratified squamous epithelial cells. They are flat cells that have keratin that will protect you. And these cells will take a cycle of between 28 days to 30 days to be shedded off. In the principle of bleaching, where they use aggressive or enhanced exfoliation, in about 7 days, the cells will be shedded off, and then new ones will come. That may result to triggering of the cells to replicate faster than normal, and if continuous, it can lead to skin cancer. Some of the agents too can make thinning of the skin, so that the thickness of the skin is highly reduced. So if it is reduced, there is atrophy, that is reduction in the original size, original thickness. So the person is prone to diseases that can come in, and some of these chemicals, they can react, block the sweat that is coming out, and the person will be smelling.
Okay.
The natural bacteria are destroyed, some of the cells are destroyed, the smooth flow of sweat is not there. Then there is also metallic smell joined together. So someone who is bleaching may be smelling, and so may be forced to go and buy deodorants, etc., that they can put. It affects people a lot in that regard. So apart from skin cancer, kidney cancer, liver, etc.,
Diabetes,
hypertension, it's called constriction of the blood vessels. So it can trigger that, and it can cause asthma, as I mentioned earlier on. And if someone has asthma already, then it can trigger the reactions. So the person will now have more challenges than the other. But one bad thing again about it is that it may not only affect the person who is bleaching, it may affect the person who is in the same room with the person. By coming in contact constantly with the person, some of these bleaching agents, lead, hydroquinone, mercury, it can cause irritation in the next person who is not bleaching, but the person is in the same house with that person. So you see all this, it is the mechanism of bleaching, the pattern of bleaching, the age of the person. It affects children. Children are still in their developmental ages. People bleach and also bleach their children too, apart from the one we mentioned, even from the fetuses. So the elderly, those that are immunocompromised, all these come together, and then the skin layer is broken. It may be applied on the skin, but it is absorbed in the body and goes to all parts of the body to affect nervous system. So you have problems with the nervous system, have problem with the brain to cause psychosis. So the problems are too numerous.
a lot of complications.
A lot of complications in skin bleaching. So that is why in healthcare delivery they see that the challenges far outweigh the advantages. Because if it is for beauty pageant, modeling, acting of film to be giving role, etc., And you know, in some villages now, if people are negotiating for bride price, they say that fair one. If you the bride price is high, they
It's
say
higher because she's fair.
yes. When the people from the prospective groom's family are negotiating that they should reduce the bride price, they say this lady is fair. Oh. So all these social factors, they challenge.
So there's actually discrimination.
That is discrimination. That's what we call colorism or shadism. These are started long ago because bleaching is not only in black. So
okay,
because yes, Nigeria is 77%, which is the highest in the world, followed by India. We also have
black Indians.
No, people that bleach are not only those with the black color.
Okay.
Yes,
so
the whites.
Why would a white person want to bleach?
The white person want to look fairer than natural. Even in Nigeria, most people that even bleach intentionally are even people that already they are fair in complexion, but they want to maintain it. Someone may be a fair lady, and if she's pregnant, for example, I told you there could be more secretion of the melanin.
Yeah.
You know, for that period,
yes,
a woman may
darker, the hormonal changes.
Hormonal changes.
Yeah.
You understand? As a result of estrogen, it can trigger the hormones there and the system there, and the melasma sets in, and people see someone and say, you are a bit darker. You know, but the person who's already fair in complexion, so the person bleaches. So bleaching is not restricted to Africa. In fact, even in South Africa is fifth in position in the world, and you know they are mixed with the whites and the rest. They banned bleaching as far back as 1990, but people are still bleaching. People in the US bleach. People in the European countries bleach. It is not a racial stuff like that.
Okay.
It is just based on those reasons mentioned. People bleach whether they are fair in complexion or not. So it's not only blacks.
Okay. If you're just joining us, I think you have missed a lot. Well, you still have time to continue listening to us in the conversation. We would take a break. We've had Dr. Tobias Choji, Assistant Director with NVRI. He is a histopathologist.
Yeah.
And the first Plateau indigenous medical laboratory scientist to have a PhD in histopathology. So we are proud of you.
Thank
we
you
would
very
take
much.
a break, and when we return, maybe we'll talk a little more. Then we'll allow our listener to call in and also contribute on the program. This is Good Morning Plateau, midweek edition. Stay with us.
Having breakfast, driving, or in the office?
Let us keep you company on Good Morning Plateau, Mondays to Fridays.
Tune in for lively discussions on trending topics and issues that matter most to Plateau citizens.
From politics to culture, economy to entertainment.
We'll dive into the topics shaping Plateau State.
Catch the conversation daily and have your say.
Stay informed, engaged, and inspired with Good Morning Plateau.
Your daily dose of Plateau.
Welcome back to Good Morning Plateau. This week's edition, today's edition, we are looking at skin lightening or skin bleaching or skin toning, depending on how you want to put it. This is what we are looking at. We have looked at so far what it is and the dangers and complications that come with it. Of course, we also looked at the causes why people go into bleaching. Okay, doctor, maybe before we begin to open up the lines, can this be corrected? Can
Yeah.
you have done it? For someone who say I've done it in years, I'm fine. But maybe someone listening to you now would realize that, okay, I've been doing more harm to me. So what does a person like that do?
Yeah, it can be corrected depending on the extent of damage. There are some irreversible stages where it can reach the skin bleaching. Hydroquinone can cause hyperpigmentation to the level that the skin will turn to bluish black coloration known as ochronosis. Now, when it reaches that stage, actually, you will see the person is now appearing with some portions of the skin that are bluish black and thick. That one is very difficult to treat. But there are some compounds that I mentioned to you that are safe. The healthcare personnel now use like azelaic acid, kojic acid, etc. for those kind of people. But the first thing to do, if you notice that, is to withdraw. But the challenge with withdrawing is when you withdraw, now there may be hyperpigmentation. Now the body, because you have
Become darker.
yes, the person becomes darker, the condition worsens. So in that case, the person needs to meet his healthcare practitioner, dermatologist. You know, the person will be assessed. What is the level of damage to the skin? And then the treatment will commence. Some forms of treatment will still warrant the person to be mixing some of the treatment drugs with the cream. It's like withdrawing from
Gradually.
it gradually, not abruptly, because abrupt withdrawal is an issue, it's a challenge. So gradually, in some instances, there could be abrupt withdrawal. And then if the immune system is slowed down, remember some of the components like the cortisons, beta-metasone, hydrocortisone, etc., they have the ability to, over long period of time, to suppress the immune system. So in the course of treatment, the immune system need to be visited. If the person has an underlying condition like diabetes, the diabetes should be managed. If the person has immunocompromised system as a result of diseases or malnutrition, that also will be treated as part of the plan in taking care of the person until it is completely taken care of. So treatment is based on the extent of damage and the method that is used. And then let me also make a clarification on the use of radiation. The radiation use is non-ionizing, meaning that one does not raise that ionizing that can attack the DNA. But there could be a mistake.
So are you not saying
sending the
that one
radiation.
is safer?
Yes, it's safer if it is handled by a good professional handling ideal equipment. You can have for the right person at the right time. You know, so those can be corrected. Yes.
Yeah, but it's risky as well.
Yeah, it's risky. So that's why people should not even venture into it. You can see, as I said earlier on, even to withdraw from it, sometimes you have to be using it in conjunction with some treatment before you withdraw gradually, because withdrawing abruptly too is also an issue. It's like, like a cult. When you enter,
You cannot come out.
coming out is difficult. So don't even join. Yes.
And the more you're there, you keep doing
You
it.
keep
You
doing it.
keep,
Yes, it takes a long time. Some people will use a cream for 10 years, and it is taking 10 years for those substances to build in their kidneys, in their liver, in their lungs. And then when it reaches a particular dose, that is when it causes problem. Because in medicines, it is said by the fathers of toxicopathology that all medicines are poisons, but it is the dose administered that determines whether it is a medicine or a poison. You are supposed to take paracetamol 1,000 milligrams maybe 3 times a day, and decide to take 2,000 milligrams at a spot. So that will be determine whether it will become a drug or a poison. It's the same thing with bleaching creams. People will say it's not the bleaching cream because they have been using it for 10 years. Somebody will be attacked by this cream by using it for just 6 months, while someone will take 10 years, while someone will take 2 years. And then it depends on the cream. There is what we call a cocktail effect and then synergistic effect. Cocktail effect means you are using a cream that has a particular components. Let's say you use this cream A, has hydroquinone. You use another cream, has hydroquinone. It is adding more hydroquinone to the person. That is cocktail effect. Then synergistic effect. The person uses a cream that has hydroquinone. He uses the other one that has mercury. He uses another one that has lead.
Yeah.
Right? So they all are gathering together to give a synergistic effect. Each one is giving its dangerous effects at the same time.
And all of them are accumulating.
They are accumulating in the body. Yes, that is why the Nigerian government, there is a document that is called Cosmetic Product Regulation 2019 that empowers NAFDAC, to confiscate when someone is used. There are conditions there that you are not supposed, for example, to use a cream that has more than 2% hydroquinone, or it has 1% hydroquinone and they now listed other ingredients, mercury, betamethason or whatever, or the cortisons, So the document is there. People can be arrested. They fine for individual, I think it's 50,000, and for corporate organization is 100,000, and the person can be jailed for, I think it's not more than 1 year or so. So there is a law. Yes.
I remember when this government started in 2023, I think there was a ban on bleaching creams. And then suddenly I think it was reversed or so. I don't know what happened.
In Nigeria, there is no outright ban, but ban on particular chemicals. Okay. Like I mentioned that. Okay, no one should package, no one should import or export. There should be no intention to sell or display a cream that has 2% or more than 2% hydroquinone or 1% hydroquinone and those other compounds I listed, like mercury, etc. So even in the creams, it is mentioned that do not use this cream if you are using it together with maybe a soap or a cream that has yes, so it is there on. See, these things are all there on the creams that are there.
And possibly it's lack of knowledge. People don't even know the dangers.
Yes, people don't read, but the manufacturers, will I say, is it wickedness? I won't use wickedness. I will say they confuse people. Because sometimes
they are just out for their money.
The ingredients they write, if they write BHT means butylated hydroxytoluene. You can see a long name. They now wrote BHT, BHA. Butylated hydroxyanisole. How will a layman or even an educated man know? Or if they write the chemical formula of lead, capital P and small b, how will someone know? Is it everybody that knows chemistry? Even the hydroquinone, they write HQ. How will you know that HQ stands for hydroquinone? So in some countries it is banned and is enforced. The European nations, some ban it as far back as 1976. If you calculate to this time, is maybe 50 years or so.
Exactly this
right? But you worry, why is it that some of these countries that ban it, they establish their industries in Africa and they are producing it? Yes. Then why is it that even in countries that ban it, South Africa is the first to ban, I think 1990, as far as 1990, but I told you that South Africa is number 5 or so in the world. So
people still smuggle them.
Yes, people do. So our major challenge here is that people who mix these ones, they don't know this chemical. You just tell them that I want to be fair in 7 days. They mix that one.
If you go to the market, they'll ask you, you want to look like Oyibo?
Yes, so
then
they will
they'll give
tell
you that one for
yes,
Oyibo.
7 days.
Exactly.
Yes, so if it is 7 days, it's 7 days. So the person becomes fair. You meet the person on Monday, by next Monday, the person is different. Fast impact, these ones are the most challenging.
So is it only NAFDAC that is in charge of ensuring that the law is
yes, the document is
okay,
for NAFDAC.
Okay.
But government regulatory agencies are so many now. We have Standard Organization of Nigeria. They will be given mandate to regulate the standards of products, and these organizations work together. They work in collaboration. So they work. There are agencies, but the question is, must you wait for governments to chase you for your safety? We are supposed to, as individuals, as groups, to start from ours. It says change begins with you. It is you that will start. You don't wait for government. NAFDAC cannot be everywhere. I'm not speaking for them, but at least I've seen them confiscate
Doctor,
items.
my phone has been buzzing. People want to call. Let me see how many calls I can pick.
All right.
And then maybe you will respond to them. 0812-588-6048 is the number to call. I'm sorry we're picking your calls a little behind. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, my sister.
Good morning.
Good morning, doctor.
Good morning, sir.
Honestly, you are exceptionally different.
Thank you, sir.
You have not wasted our time.
Thank you, sir.
You have enlightened us more than us calling. You are giving us all that we desire.
Thank you, sir.
So the time, you did not waste time with him. Even if it is not picking calls today, he has told us so much of what we don't know. Bleaching, I have always seen it throughout my life as an indication and an expression of personal hatred for God's creation. God created you with your color, and you feel that God has not created you good enough. It shows the extremism of faith that you have for yourself. May God help us.
Amen.
Thank you.
As you said, coloration doesn't change the person. If many people know the final implication and the disaster and the destruction this bleaching does to a person, in fact, nobody will go into it. It is ignorance. And this company creating this in their evil. May God help them to repent before it's too late. Thank you. God bless us.
Thank you. Thank you, Kim. We appreciate your passionate contribution this morning. 0812-588-6048. I have just a few calls to pick, so when you call, 30 seconds should be enough for you to say what you want to say. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is Isaac Ife, radio speaker from Jos East.
Okay, Isaac, go ahead.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I would like to appreciate the doctor in the house.
Thank you, sir.
He has done justice to today's discussion, and it is very, very enlightening and educative. I have a question for the doctor. From what he has said, there are people that normally say if once engaged in skin lighting, that it has an adverse effect during cesarean section, that is yes. So I want the doctor to clarify me, is it true?
During
yes,
surgery.
that is what I have this morning. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, Isaac. We appreciate adverse effect during surgery. How true is that? Okay, that's what Isaac Itse is asking from Just East. 0812-588-6048. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Krankes Kadum, with you from Pushit,
Okay.
aka Majority Leader.
Krankes, quickly, we are running a little behind.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, go ahead. 30 seconds for you.
I want to appreciate the effort of our guest this morning for this very great enlightenment. I have my friend. He has a boy that completely changed as a albino, changed completely, and he has a black spot. The spot is as black as anything. So I don't know whether we can have a medication. And then I have a friend. He told me that he cannot stop bleaching because if he bleach and he's come out, girls like him, and even he go for maybe education, wedding invitation, people will respect him because he looks fair. So, as doctor said, we are discouraging those people. We need more awareness and sensitization to our people in rural areas. They should be extra careful issue of bleaching. I love this show. Keep what you are doing up.
Thank you, Krankes. We got you. And doctor will address that. Maybe one more call. If there is, then he'll respond. Hello, doctor. Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
My own advice is to my advice to government.
Who do we have on the line? Who do we have on the line?
Mr. Meshach Sunday Chindisu. I'm calling from Bachinkoji.
Okay, Sunday?
Meshach Sunday Chindisu.
Okay, Meshach. Okay, go ahead, Meshach.
Please, according to your saying, seriously, this thing used to spoil many ladies. I want government to take care of that place so that people will not.
Okay, it's talking of the implementation. Government should take it more serious. Thank you. Okay, Meshach is our last caller for today, so you can go ahead, doctor.
Thank you. Isaac Issei asks if it has complication during surgery. Yes, based on the mechanism of bleaching, it destroys the elasticity of the skin. That is the ability to, stretch and come back. So it destroys the connective tissues that hold the skin together. So sometimes if the person is stitched, you discover the stitches are not really holding well. So it has negative effects. James Kadu mentioned an albino. Yes, albinism is a deformation. It's a genetic disorder, a recessive genetic disorder where melanin is compromised, whether it is completely not produced or produced significantly low, such that the person appear, whitish. Because of that complication, the ultraviolet rays easily passes the skin to attack the cells and have an effect on the DNA, etc. So they have high chances of developing cancer, etc. If you notice a black spot in such kind of situations, you go to a professional. Then it will be assessed on time. In fact, I would advise him to go on time. For the person who says if he goes for wedding and the rest, as a man, girls will like him, etc. Let him also know that these bleaching substances can be carried to the scrotum, and then they will destroy the seminiferous tubules. That is the region where sperm cells are produced, and so it can cause low sperm count, apart from the issue of destroying the organs.
I know men would not want to hear that.
Yes, so it's good for men to know. Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, I think those are the questions so far. Yeah. Maybe you would give us your final advice before we go.
Okay, the final advice is for those that have not started bleaching, and as I said earlier on, some get into it as a result of ignorance. Make sure if you are changing your cream, make sure you read the label, read the components. If you are not sure of the components, if it is written in chemical form, then you know there may be something fishy. Don't go into it. For those that are already into it, it is not late to withdraw and start treatment right now. And then The law is there, as I mentioned. The cosmetic product, that is bleaching agent prohibition regulation 2019 is there. People should read it and see the complication. And for those that are mixing these reagents, selling all over, when people will say, I want to be fair in 2 weeks, 1 week, and the rest, maybe government should call them, sit down and see how they will professionalize the production to do something about it. And we should not hate people for bleaching. Yes, we should not hate them. They need us. They need our counseling. They need our love. I've been going to places to present on maybe bleaching and other things, and I say, don't hate them. You should love them. Yes, so as a toxicopathologist, we work on different chemicals, how these chemicals affect humans, not only bleaching. Maybe with time, I'll also speak on herbicides and the rest, because my PhD research on development of antidotes against herbicides and the rest. So a lot of chemicals we use are actually injurious to us and to the environment.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tobias Choji, for being part of today's engagement. We appreciate you. Despite your tight engagement, you still had found time to come and enlighten the public.
Thank you very much.
Listener, before you buy that cream, check the label. If you see hydroquinone, mercury, all the chemicals that our doctor mentioned this morning in high amount, put it down. These ingredients can damage your kidneys, thin your skin, and cause permanent dark patches. And when in doubt, ask a dermatologist, a pharmacist,